group level. I'm going to apply the policy at user level. Particular user going to came to my office and connect the laptop. So I apply the impose the policy. This user is not my employee. These are vendors. Apply the limited access. Only the VLAN allow only the limited VLAN. They are not going to all network should be able to access my infra. Only that limited number of access some application or some tools. That's it. Okay. Protect. What third number point? Protect against the attacks. That means nowadays prevent MAC spoofing. Multiple users going to spoof the MAC because I know your MAC address of the laptop. I will go spoof the MAC address and connect the laptop on the same port. Should be able to access. Correct. So these type of devices are going to attack and spoofing the MAC address going to block with the help of NAC. Okay. Rogue access point. Infected devices. That means if the device are not compliance, that means your laptops not compliance as per my guidelines. So as this type of device, example, my company, the policy is the laptop should be one antivirus should be there. That name is Trend Micro. It should be there is a mandatory. If the software is not or antivirus not installed in this laptop, that laptop should be blocked. That is my policy. That my compliance. We can achieve with the help of NAC. Okay. Fourth point, ensure compliance. In organizations, should be the in the ISO, PSI, DSS, RBI, or SOX security compliance policy, which are applied as per the guidelines of the security policies. Because nowadays number of users going to compromise with the help of less number of securities. So that is going to this type of user not going to compromise with any type of challenge, any type of going to install any type of mails. I want to stop on the fraction of second. If they're going to install a number of exe, but I will go stop with the help of my policy of the posture policy. Fifth point is zero trust security. Zero trust security means never trust, always approach. That user never trust. This is my colleague, that's my cousin, everything. But it should be the never trust. That means zero trust security. It should be verify all the parameters. I need to check this laptop in my part of the domain, that whitelisted in part of the domain, that compliance also, that all that laptop should be compliance. Everything going to check, then going to allow in my network able to access. That is a zero trust security. That means never trust anyone without my number of parameters should be crossed. Okay. Last point is visibility. Show all connected device in the real time. In my NACs, I want to be able to see the all number of endpoints going to be visible in my NACs. All endpoint, even the that the endpoint not going to part of my NAC, but still I can able to see in my NAC console all number of devices like your router, switches, firewall, endpoint, printer, CCTV camera. These type of devices I going to automatically discover in my NACs automatically. Okay. So these are this is the point very important for why you will use about the NAC in organizations. Okay. So again, when the NAC, why the NAC is very beautiful about the NAC. This is for authentication method. That method is .1x authentication, MAC authentication, web authentication. Okay, I'm just today about overview. I'm not going to deep I'm going to lab everything. I do each and everything, but I'm just first lecture. I'm going to overview about the NAC. Okay, don't confuse about even not going to explain. I'm just give some basic information about the NAC. That's it. Okay. But when I perform during the lectures, I'm going to lab each and everything going to explain, and that if you understand each and a point, and then go to next topic. I'm not going to next topic without your not understand any point or any missed. Okay. So the .1x authentication is more secure. .1x authentication is more secure because in the previous days the only I'm going to allow the only one VLAN 20 that we switchboard mode access. That's it. Correct. But in the NAC .1x, that means that system in the that port is the configuration .1x configuration, that number of lines of configuration, as the that means the user should be in a username password in our certificate is my domain, mean that user is my part of domain, that user is that AD, that user should be present, or that certificate going to install in system, or the certificate should be in part of my AD. We can verify that user is part of with the help of .nx. Strong protocol, that if method, like if TLS, these are the method, that means that authentication method. If means the username password plus authentication. If TLS means only the certificate based authentication. That means in this if more secure as compared to if TLS is more secure. That means only the certificate based authentication is more secure as compared to the username password based authentication. Okay. Ideal for employees or corporate laptops or mobiles require the some supplicant setting. That supplicant setting, that means it should be this merchant authentication or user authenticate or certificate. They are going to check in a user certificate with the help of in the Windows system should be enabled while going to configure the .NET authentication. That means system going to check each and every parameters, then going to allow. These are the authentication. Okay. Then third part is after .NET, this fallback mechanism is a MAC authentication. Fallback mechanism is MAC authentication. Okay. I just yes, yes, yes. Web auth authentication. I just explain 1 second. Okay, good. So first is .1x authentication. The fallback is MAC authentication. Okay, and third was web authentication. Okay, in the switch. Okay, Cisco switch 2960. Okay, sorry, my writing is not good. So .NET authentication is a purely is the EPIP. 1 sec, sorry. Sorry. These are only username or password. Okay. IPIP in the .NET authentication, and the share more secure is a certificate. That name is IPTLS. Is a certificate based authentication. It's more secure as compared to .NET. This username password. So nowadays going to use of the IPTLS only. Okay. Third one is a map. Sorry, I just not complete the map. I'm just we're talking the map. Is the map is the fallback mechanism. If your .NET is going to check why the lookup from your AD, the user going to check from your AD, correct? In the .NET, every time going to check your user is should be present or not in a AD server. That is a lookup from AD. That other certificate also going to check the AD only. If your AD server not down, if your AD server down, okay. Sorry. If your AD server, that is fallback mechanism authentication by map. Map is user authentication, that username password itself MAC address of the system. Itself MAC address of the system. The username password is MAC address. Physical MAC address. That is username and password also. Both are same. It's a fallback. If your AD down, that time use of this MAC authentication. But normally, as a more normally, this is map authentication only for use of the headless devices. Headless devices, that means that use of the printer, IP phone, CCTV, IoT devices. These type of devices, I am going to use of the MAC authentication. Okay, correct, because use this device is not going to support in .NX. That is why I am going to headless device in the map authentication. But the your dot AD is down, some AD is down, some other reason. So that is after that, that automatically use of MAC authentication for fallback mechanism. Fallback mechanism. Okay, failure. It's clear. So then third one is web authentication. Web authentication only for the posture. That posture means compliance. Compliance means you need to check this antivirus is there, EX is there, install application. These are number of parameter going to check healthy or quarantine with the help of on guard. With the help of on guard agent. Okay. So the web authentication not but authentication, they're going to check only the posture compliance. That system should be the compliance as per my policies. Okay, but authentication method only for two, the automatic authentication and MAC authentication. Okay, I will give the deep overview about this. Don't worry about. Only this. Oh, I'm going to some limited on that number of nodes, number of modules. What are the modules we can be? I will teaching to you. Okay, so don't be confused. I will I will give the deep introduction about this in during this explaining about the each and everything in the point wise. But this little bit it should be clear, correct? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so